Shabbat Shalom and Shana Tova. Several years ago, my brother Philip approached me in our laundry room at home. He said, "Brooks, do you have a minute?" I was loading the dryer and I had all the time in the world, and he kind of hunched his shoulders and he said quietly, "I wanted to say that I'm sorry. I'm really sorry for being mean for so long. Mom told me that you don't think I respect you because I'm not nice to you. But I do respect you a lot, and I'm sorry that I haven't been able to show it. Coping with my own stuff takes a lot of energy. I don't know why I get so upset with you, but I'm really working on it." It had been 2 years since my brother went into rehab. For anyone who has a loved one who's an addict or a recovering addict, you know that those early days of sobriety can be especially hard on a family. We were so happy that he was getting help, but we all had to learn how to regulate huge emotions very quickly. His apology overwhelmed me. I loved him more in that moment than I had in years. And I think all I said was, "Thank you, that means a lot to me." But it also meant that I had to step up to the plate, just as he had, and admit that we were on a journey together. It was about a year later when I was finally ready to accept responsibility for the mean, reactive words I had said in heated moments of anger and disappointment. We addressed the need to start seeing each other for who we are now, as opposed to who we were then. In the years since his apology, our relationship has become far more stable and loving. Just the other day, he told me that he misses me and he loves me. And we share music and memes and, if I'm lucky, Torah. And I'm so grateful for our relationship. The trust that we've developed since his apology gave me the courage just a few weeks ago to ask him about his experience with the 12-step program. The 12 steps are a set of actions that guide people in recovering from addiction and other compulsive behaviors. And though the steps are based in spiritual principles, many people who aren't religious find that program incredibly helpful. Given that the 4th step is about making amends, I said to Philip, "I'm thinking about that day when you apologized to me, and it just meant so much to me. And I wanted to ask, what was the 12-step program like for you?" To my surprise, he said, "I actually didn't do the 12-step program because I realized it was already built into Judaism." He told me that the program inspired him to look at our tradition and ask, how can I apply these tools practically? When he started attending AA meetings, he participated in conversations about mortality and spirituality that reminded him of the spiritual work required of us on Yom Kippur. People asked questions like, are all of my affairs squared away? If I died tomorrow, what would people say at my eulogy? And do I still have any pain or conflict unresolved? These are the same questions we ask ourselves on Yom Kippur when we rehearse our deaths by fasting, wearing white like Jewish burial shrouds, standing before our Creator asking the question, if we only had one more tomorrow, what would still be left undone? In rereading our special Haftarah for this Shabbat Teshuvah, it was as if I was seeing it for the first time through my brother's eyes. And I noticed something that I had never seen before. A set of steps towards repentance embedded in the first 4 words. The opening line of our Haftorah reads, Teshuvah ad Adonai Elohecha. Return unto Adonai, your God. And each one of these first 4 words represents one step in the process of Teshuvah. Step 1 is Shuvah, return. We start by returning to ourselves without judgment, but with as much honesty as we can muster. We ask ourselves, have I lied to myself to protect my ego? What parts of myself are hard for me to look at? And when I hurt that other person, did some part of me want to hurt them? Confronting ourselves prepares us for step 2, ad. Going back to the Haftarah, the second word ad has 2 contrasting meanings. The first, when used in reference to humans, is that of reaching a limit, as in go up until you reach this place. While the second meaning, when used in reference to God, is that of eternity, as in God's name shall be praised forever and ever. We stand humbly before the eternal and say, even when I feel distant from you, I know that I don't understand, for I am limited and you are limitless. At the end of the day, we're not God, hate to tell you. We're not bad people for making mistakes. We are simply people. And we do not get better through shame or setting impossible standards, but by learning to accept our limitations, which brings us to step 3, which is compassion. Adonai is the name of God associated with compassion, as in Adonai, Adonai el Rachum v'Chanun, Adonai, Adonai, God of compassion and graciousness. When we treat ourselves with compassion, we can ask others for forgiveness from a place of confidence. But if we go in self-consciously, we're really just seeking approval from the other person, and we lose our ability to be vulnerable and to apologize fully. Only when we've taken these 3 steps, when we've looked hard at ourselves, atoned with God, the ultimate judge, and made amends with those we've harmed, can we approach the 4th step, Elohecha. Our final step is rooted in the name Elohim, the God associated with Din, or judgment. We step into the role of judge from a place of compassion, confronting those who have caused us pain, saying things like, I needed you and I felt really let down, or I left our last interaction feeling hurt. Did you know that? Confrontation is healthy when done with the intention of repair. Shuvah ad Adonai Elohecha. Shuvah, return to yourself. Ad, accept yourself. Adonai, have compassion with yourself as you seek forgiveness. And Elohecha, have compassion as you confront others. Teshuvah is here for us. We all have access to it whenever we want. It transformed my brother Philip's life and my family's entire life as a result. And after nearly 8 years of sobriety, my brother continues to transform the lives of those whose shoes he once walked in, working as a clinical counselor for those battling addiction. We become stronger when we face the consequences of our actions, whether in your laundry room at home or in a synagogue. This year, may we all be blessed with honest relationships, spiritual comfort, and kindness towards ourselves and others as we continue this holy work of Teshuvah. Shabbat Shalom.